I trained this bear to fight, and now it's yours.
Fatality.
Don't forget him that day.
Yeah.
Just think about him.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold him in your thoughts.
This is nothing.
Okay.
This is nothing.
Shall we get started?
Yeah. Are you ready for something that is not spooky for a change? We just had a whole month of horror, or close to it. We're actually recording on Halloween, fun fact, but this will come out a couple days later. So, happy November.
Yeah. Welcome to November, and welcome to round 22 of Wake Up 3. We are your hosts, Molly
And Cam, and we are a fighting game podcast from a couple who loves fighting games.
Yeah, we're pretty passionate about the fighting games.
That's
and
right.
we're going to continue that today with part 1 of a character bio from Cam. Now, this is a complete surprise to me. I don't even know who he has chosen. All that I know is that it's from Tekken.
Yep. So this is for the Tekken fans. It's going to be a two-parter because I wanted to go pretty in-depth here. Yeah, Molly has no idea what I've chosen because I've been keeping all of my research from her that I've done all week. It's been fun. I keep telling her, I can't wait to finally talk about this so you can know who I've been writing my notes about all week.
Yeah, keeping secrets about. But before we get into that, as always, we are going to start things off with a mix-up, a fun little game, if you will. And since Cam is, like I said, he has all of the notes for the episode, all of the information, I'm going to do another mix-up this week. Now, it's a short one because I know we're going to get really deep into this character bio. So, I am going to hit Cam with a little 50-50.
50-50. All right, a mix-up. What do we
So
got?
we've got true or false today.
Okay.
And this is more about the player base of Street Fighter 6 and the characters that are being chosen in Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
So, first one, true or false? Street Fighter 6 sees its highest player percentage via Steam.
I guess I'll go with true. I feel like a lot of people play on PC for some reason.
It is false.
Oh,
the highest
really?
is PSN,
Okay.
then
Okay.
Steam, and then Xbox at 20.9%.
Xbox?
So
Is it
pretty low
20.9?
representation for Xbox.
That's still not bad. I mean,
It's not bad. It's still a chunk, you know.
Yeah.
All right, next one. True or false? Ken is played more than Jury, sitting at 3rd most played, with Jury at 4th most played.
I'm going to go with true.
That is false.
Really?
It is currently the other way around. So
Okay,
Jury is
wow.
at number 3.
Okay. I figured top 3 most played would just be like the 3 best characters in the game currently.
Mm-hmm. The last one I've got for you is true or false. Marisa, Manon, and Jamie are all among the top 10 most played characters.
False.
It is true.
There's no way Manon is in there.
It is
What?
true. Do you want to hear where they rank on that?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Marisa is 5th, Manon is 6th, and Jamie is 10th. Just sneaking in there,
Okay.
my guy.
Okay.
All right, well.
I had more faith in him than I did Manon. I feel like
okay.
I never saw Manon players.
I feel like I see them quite a bit, but maybe not. I don't know. I haven't played in quite a while, as we know, because our weekend fighting games, I think we can say, is just all MK1.
Yeah, I think this week is once again just a lot of MK1.
I think your Baraka Jax is really coming along.
Yeah, I think it's leveling up a lot. It's been fun.
Good combo.
Still don't have an actual full trailer for Omni-Man.
Yeah, and he comes out next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Early release for us, yeah. Next week.
So
For people that didn't pre-order, it'll be the following week.
mm-hmm. So waiting on that. I'm sure any moment now, probably
Hopefully.
sometime in the next couple of days from when we record.
And I'm hoping to see more Tremor in that trailer, because
Me too.
we have found out that he's going to have variations, which is going to be fun. That being said, let's jump into the meat of the episode here.
All right, let's hear what you've got cooking.
This week, I'm going to talk to you about the animals of Tekken.
Oh, okay.
So more than one. It's going to be kind of big. I had a lot of fun researching it, and I feel like I gained a little bit more of kind of a respect for these characters, even just for them being in the game, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I got something out of it anyways, so hopefully you guys get a little something too.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't know who you were expecting me to talk about.
I was expecting one singular character,
Okay.
but I have to wonder if your admiration for the turkeys this season that roam our neighborhood influenced your decision.
Yeah.
That was definitely a surprise, I think.
Yeah. So,
I wouldn't have guessed it.
So let's start with Tekken 1. Kuma. Kuma was in the very first Tekken game, and his nickname at the time was Mad Bear.
Mad Bear.
Mad Bear.
Okay.
So,
Was Kuma especially angry in his first appearance?
he kind of was for his first two appearances. He was a different character than the one that you know of today. The one that you know is his son.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Kuma.
You know I love a good family bond.
Yeah, so Kuma 1, also known as Mad Bear, stands at 9'2"
Wow.
and weighs 463 pounds.
So Spawn and Kuma could fight against each other, and it would be
Pretty even, I guess.
Yeah, pretty decently even. Okay.
I've got a list of likes and dislikes because I know you love that, and I love that. Kuma loves human flesh, his master, which is Heihachi, his son, Kuma 2, and napping.
Oh, okay. I can kind of get with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, originally Kuma 1 has a taste for like blood and human flesh.
It's interesting that his number one is human flesh, followed immediately by his master, Heihachi.
And then his son.
Wouldn't you think if Heihachi was your master? I mean, they must have a pretty tight
I feel like there's like a
bond.
respect and a bond there. Yeah, definitely.
Because otherwise, he's kind of a jerk. So
Yeah.
if you have a taste for human flesh, he should be
I know, right?
at the top of your list.
His list of dislikes is just one thing, and that is Paul Phoenix.
Okay. I can respect this Kuma one.
Okay. And he was around 26 years old in human years at the end of Tekken 2 when he died of old age. And I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, and that's nothing to be upset about because I wrote down some bear facts here. Bears usually live an average of 15 years, but can live up to about 25. So the fact that he was 26 already, he was very old.
What's his bear age?
Oh, well, let me get to that. In bear years is 130.
Oh, wow.
So he was very old. And I feel like he lived a pretty good life, so it's nothing to be sad of.
He was old.
He was a very old bear. And that's kind of why he was kind of like a grumpier bear than the Kuma that we know today. He was a bodyguard in his lifetime, as well as being Heihachi's pet. So Heihachi has a pet bear.
Of course.
Heihachi trained him in fighting, obviously, sign language, and the understanding of basic Japanese. So he understood basic Japanese. Not that he could speak.
Does he use sign language?
I think he did.
Okay.
I think he did, which is cool. This was from the first two games, so this was mid-90s. Heihachi also accompanied him to the first King of the Iron Fist tournament, where all his training would see if it paid off, basically. Kuma was kind of not necessarily full of himself because he's not boisterous, but he was pretty confident going into the tournament.
Yeah, I think you would be if you were trained by Heihachi.
Yeah, and he believed that Heihachi was the only strong human, the only one that could really take him on. So he's like, yeah, Heihachi can beat me. He's the only one that can.
Yeah, seems fair.
But he was actually defeated by Paul Phoenix, and that is why he dislikes Paul Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And he will train harder than ever between the first and the second tournament to try to get his chance at revenge against Paul. In the second tournament, which is Tekken 2, he seeks revenge, but he loses again. And this is probably due to him being pretty old. He's like 130, so he's kind of lazy, he's grumpy, he's old. Sounds like I'm just hating on him, but he's just an old bear.
Yeah.
You know, he's not really meant for tournaments at this point. So at some point, there's a huge gap between Tekken 2 and 3.
Okay.
It's like a 25-year gap. So he retires and does his own thing, moves off, has Kuma 2, has a son. And we'll get to that. That's in Tekken 3. But before we jump ahead, we're still in Tekken 2 here. Roger. He's a boxing kangaroo.
So he shows up in Tekken 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Roger first shows up in Tekken 2. He's also known as Animal Commander. That's kind of a nickname. So Kuma was Mad Bear, and Roger is Animal Commander. Roger stands at 5'3", weighs 176 pounds. So just a...
What is he? A kangaroo?
He's a kangaroo.
Huh.
I still wouldn't mess with him.
Doesn't that seem small?
I mean, it does, but I feel like that's all muscle. Kangaroos are messed up.
No, you're right, yeah.
He likes his son, Roger Jr., who we will once again get to.
Okay.
His ex-wife, and playing. He likes to play. He dislikes Kazuya Mishima, Dr. Abel, and Pain. So just getting hurt. Not a fan. In Tekken 2, he is about 2 years old, and he is one of 3 boxing kangaroos in the Tekken franchise. The others being his wife and his son.
I guess I should have seen that coming.
Yeah. So, a little bit about Roger here. He is a genetically altered kangaroo with the ability to fight, jump high, and run fast. He was born into Kazuya's transgenic military animal experiments.
Born into it?
Yeah, so he was born into a lab.
Okay.
He's
Another Tekken lab baby.
Yeah, just like Steve Fox, he's a lab baby. He was born into a military animal experiment that Kazuya had going on at his corporation. And that's why he doesn't like Kazuya. At some point, he escapes this lab, and he's like, yeah, I don't really like that guy. Not a fan. He enters the second tournament, but he isn't really motivated by anything in particular, and it isn't really discussed how he does either.
Okay. Just that he entered it.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any sort of relevance to the main plot of the game or anything. And at this point, there weren't like story modes either. It was just your little arcade mode for Tekken 1 and 2. So you would get maybe a bio and then an ending. I wanted to show you Kuma from the beginning.
Okay.
So this is Tekken 1 and 2 Kuma. And then this is Roger, boxing kangaroo.
Okay.
Probably what you'd expect.
Yeah.
This is also him from later on. Kind of weird, but there he is.
A little bit weird.
It almost sounds like a Kangaroo Jack vibe, which is not a good vibe. Alex, another animal character in Tekken 2. This is the third animal character. A boxing velociraptor.
Okay.
Who also came about in the same way as Roger. Kazuya's genetic experiments.
If they're boxing, look no further than Kazuya.
Yeah, he probably played a
thing.
part in it. He's like, you know what's cool? Boxing and animals.
Yeah.
What if I could have both?
I did a kangaroo once. I'm sure I can do an alligator. Is that what he is?
He's a dinosaur. He's a
dinosaur.
velociraptor. He was also born into Kazuya's secret lab.
Can't wait to hear his likes and dislikes.
He's just an alternate choice for Roger, where he just like shares the moveset and stuff.
Okay.
Alex is also known as, and I'm probably going to say this wrong because I'm not a scientist, but a Deinonychus commander. His fighting style is boxing, obviously, and commando wrestling. So just a combination of strikes and throws.
Certainly.
Yeah. He stands at 5'1" as well, but he only weighs 165, so he's a little bit lighter. It's probably those hollow bones.
Wait, what?
Like bird bones? I don't know. Do dinosaurs have hollow bones too? Like birds? His age is unknown because he's just a genetic clone. And he enjoys playing. That's what he likes to do.
He just has one like, no dislikes.
Yeah, he has no dislikes. He enjoys playing.
Alex.
It's pretty nice. It's cute. It's
Okay.
fun. He understands English, and he has no relevance to the plot of Tekken 2. So, once again, he doesn't really
Makes sense.
have anything, With that, let's move on to Tekken 3. This is where things start getting a little bit juicier.
Kuma will like the sound of that.
Kuma 2?
Well, Kuma 1 would have because he likes human flesh. And
True.
Juicy.
Yeah. Well, we're moving on to Kuma 2 in Tekken 3 here. We're going to start with him. He's the son of the original Kuma. And from now on, when I refer to Kuma, unless I say Kuma 1, I'll just be talking about the son.
Okay.
So, because they just share the same name. So, anyways, his nicknames, he has a lot of nicknames. They include Rage Bear, Raging Beast, and Master of the Salmon.
Oh.
I love that last one.
Yeah, the last one's really good.
I love that. It's so good. Like his father, he's also 9'2" and 463 pounds.
Wow.
So, same. He likes salmon. We all knew that. And colorful TV shows, specifically cartoons.
Oh.
He also likes his master Heihachi, Panda, and Roger Jr.
Oh, how sweet.
Animal friends. He dislikes black and white TV because it's hard to see.
Oh. I don't know anything about bears. Is that like a bear thing?
I'm assuming it's a bear thing.
Okay.
That's not a bear fact that I learned. But I'm just assuming that's a bear thing. But he doesn't like black and white TVs because it's difficult to see what's going on. He also dislikes Paul Phoenix and Jin Kazama.
Oh, he's okay.
He's been around a little bit longer, too. He's the current bear.
He's the current bear. Kuma 2.
He is 8 years old at the start of Tekken 3, which is about 18 to 20 in bear years.
Okay.
Young adult.
Yeah, young adult.
He's got a
Kuma 2.
long way to go. His father was 130. He's also a bodyguard for Heihachi, and later on, a Tekken Force officer. I don't really know what that is. I haven't gotten to that part yet in my notes. That's for next week.
All right. A little taste of things to come. Tekken Force.
Yeah. He's a Tekken Force officer at some point in the future. Kuma is a lot more energetic, upbeat, kind, and good-hearted than his dad was. But that makes sense. He's a lot younger.
That's true.
He's also a lot more neat, and he's not lazy. That was pretty clear in his story. He's not lazy at all.
Okay.
He's pretty driven.
I like it.
Yeah. Kuma 2 has trained since he was a cub to defeat Paul Phoenix in the 3rd King of the Iron Fist tournament. So he just has this like permanently ingrained, and he didn't even really know what Paul Phoenix looked like. He just kind of knew of him. This like great legend of the person that beat his dad.
Okay.
But one day when he's watching TV, he sees this man on TV, and he just like goes into a rage. And then he realizes, like, that's him. That's Paul Phoenix. I hate this guy. I want to kick this guy's ass.
Wow.
So he didn't even know what he looked like, but he recognized him on TV just somehow through familial resonance or something. I don't know.
Sheesh.
I just made that word up.
Familial resonance.
It sounds like something. A couple more things about him here before he actually goes to the tournament. He's in love with Panda.
Oh, this is love.
Yeah, so he's in love with Panda, but she barely notices him. She kind of just doesn't really pay any mind to him, you know what I mean?
So he's not in love with her, he just loves her.
Yeah, so
she doesn't even know he's there.
He loves Panda, you're right,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. Once it comes to the tournament, the 3rd tournament, he loses to Paul. Isn't that a damn shame?
What a shame.
I know, right?
What a shame.
He wasn't
training since a cub.
Yeah, so he's been training since a cub. He wasn't quite ready, I guess.
He's
But
got more time. He's young.
He's young, yeah, he's young. He tries to move past that.
Okay.
And he meets Panda after her tournament stuff. And he tries to give her some flowers. He has a bouquet of roses, and he kneels down and tries to present them to her. And she walks right on by without even looking at him and just meets up with Ling Xiaoyu, her best friend.
Yeah.
And they walk into their little school together. The gates close. And then Kuma is just still crouched out there with the flowers, and it fades to black.
Oh, no.
That's Kuma's ending.
She doesn't even know he exists.
Yeah, but he loves her.
Oh.
He won't give up. He's young.
Yeah, you're right.
He's got that young love.
Yep.
It's Panda.
His
There's
first
no one else.
big love.
Yeah. Speaking of Panda, let's get to Panda here.
Okay.
She's also known as Pretty Protector. I thought that was fun.
That's cute.
Yeah. She is a bodyguard for Ling Xiaoyu, and she was actually trained by Heihachi as well and given to Ling Xiaoyu as a gift.
How did I know you were going to say given as a gift? Yeah, this bear will
Literal
protect you.
I trained this bear to fight, and now it's yours. My first thought would be like, what? I don't think I want that. I don't want to be around a bear all the time. I don't know. That's just me. Panda stands at 9'1", so 1 inch shorter
Okay.
than the other two bears, and she weighs 441 pounds.
Okay, just a
little bit less, just a little bit smaller. She likes Ling Xiaoyu, obviously. They're best friends. Plus, she's her bodyguard. But first off, they're best friends. They're like BFFs. Yeah. She also likes Jin Kazama, Miharu, which is a girl from Tekken 4, I believe.
Okay.
She hasn't been around much since.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that character.
Right. Elisa, she likes Elisa. And Bamboo. Makes
Fair.
sense.
Yeah, I feel like a panda has to say.
You gotta like Bamboo.
You have to say that.
She dislikes Kuma too.
Oh no, so she doesn't just not know him, she dislikes him.
Well, it also said that she doesn't necessarily dislike him, but she's just kind of like peeved by him, and she likes to pay him no notice, basically.
Oh, so maybe he's like too much for her, where it like makes her kind of
It
sick.
feels like almost a game a little bit, like
Yeah.
I just want to ignore him.
Okay, so she's a bit petty, maybe,
Oh, yeah, maybe a little bit.
but also just a young person.
Yeah, she's a young bear. She is 7 years old in Tekken 3, which is about 16 to 17 in bear years.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little bit younger than Kuma.
Okay, Kuma, maybe just wait.
Yeah,
Put on the
just
brakes
wait.
a bit, bud.
He's just enamored. He loves Panda. Like I said, Panda is a pet and bodyguard to Ling Xiaoyu. In addition to protecting her, which she enjoys doing, she also enjoys flower bed maintenance.
Oh my goodness, that is so cute.
Isn't it? Yeah, she likes to do flower bed maintenance stuff, so she likes making flowers.
Oh my god.
Panda is very smart. Panda is very empathetic. She's very considerate of Ling Xiaoyu and her feelings, and she can tell if Ling Xiaoyu is having a bad day or if there's something serious on her mind that's really bugging her. Panda can tell, and she will do whatever she can to kind of help Ling Xiaoyu through it. And she'll always be there at her side to comfort her, give her support, whatever she needs. She's very considerate and supportive, it says.
Wasn't planning on crying on the podcast, but I think I really love Panda.
Oh man. She also has a playful side, similar to her master. And she shares her ending with Kuma. So, either way, whichever one you select, you just see the same thing because they're both in it.
Okay.
So her ending is just ignoring him and not getting the flowers, and that's it.
I see. So sad.
I know, right? But that's just Tekken 3. There will be more endings. There will be more chances for the two to connect.
I think Kuma's on the right track just because he did do flowers, and she loves flower bed maintenance. So
Yeah, the way he presents them, he like bends, he like crouches down on one knee and like holds them up, like classic proposal style.
Yeah.
There is one more character in Tekken 3 that I want to talk about, and that is Gon. Gon. And that is actually Tekken's very first guest character.
Oh.
Way back in the day, they licensed this character named Gon out, and he's this very small lizard guy. He's kind of a chibi Godzilla, and his nickname is actually Mini Godzilla. He's from a Japanese series of platforming games that are called Gon.
Okay.
And yeah, you jump, you spit fire, and that's what he does. He also has a bunch of little pokes. A lot of moves just high profile him and go over the top of him, so he's really annoying and hard to hit. He's super fast, and yeah, he's only around for this game. And he's also very hard to unlock. You have to either beat him in a mini game, Tekken Ball. Another way you can beat him is beating the game like a million times or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's not much to him. He only shows up in this game, and he's the very first guest, which is kind of interesting in its own right. He has no dislikes. He likes animals and dinosaurs.
Okay.
But he doesn't like bears.
Okay, so not all animals.
Not all animals. He also doesn't like lions or sharks.
Oh.
Those three specifically.
Bears, lions, and sharks.
Yeah. He has a kind of a weird ending. Those are three things that are in his ending.
Okay.
In his ending, he is having some weird dream sequence where he's like flying through like space and water and riding on all these different animals, and then he keeps getting bumped off of them and like landing on different animals and stuff, and it's this weird trippy dream sequence. And then at the end of it, it just starts over at the beginning of it and just loops forever until you hit a button to continue.
It's giving like Super Mario 2 vibes.
It's really weird, isn't it? But it seems like that must just be something from that game where it's like, yeah, we're doing something different because it's a character from a different game, which is kind of cool. It's admirable.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's
So,
weird.
Yeah, it's super weird, and it has
like
nothing
it,
to do with Tekken. It's just something super weird, but that's fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for Gon. You'll never hear him again on this podcast. But he's kind of cool. He's kind of cute. He looks like this.
Oh, okay.
So he's like
That's
half the
really
size of
cartoonish.
normal characters.
Okay.
And yeah, he's just like a little lizard guy.
Yeah.
That being said.
He's a lot more cartoonish than I expected.
Oh yeah, like a goofy little guy. But yeah, he's kind of cartoony. Moving on to Tekken Tag Tournament, we have Kuma 2, Panda, Alex, and Roger. And while I don't have bios specific for this game, I do have some endings, which are kind of fun.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Kuma. And it's just kind of silly. It's short and it's silly. But him and Heihachi are just hanging out together at just a little forest area. Heihachi is sitting on the ground and clapping his hands together while Kuma dances.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the ending?
That's his ending. So it's tag tournament, so it's just those two hanging out.
Okay.
Kind of fun. Panda's ending is a little bit longer. So this one is a little bit interesting here. Kuma is seen nervously walking towards Panda while holding flowers once again. He quickly kneels down on one knee and presents the flowers to her. Paul is standing a short distance behind him, just watching with his arms crossed. Panda rears her arm back and slaps Kuma, knocking him over and turning her nose up at his offer. The scene ends with Panda happily walking away with Ling Xiaoyu, and with Paul cheering at Kuma's misfortune.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was even worse.
I know, so Paul's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And Panda
Sheesh.
slaps him?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, rude,
What's
right?
wrong with you, Panda? I thought you were supposed to be empathetic to everybody but
She's-
Kuma too.
She's still young.
Yeah.
She doesn't really like
You're
Kuma
right.
too at this point, but
You're right.
yeah, she's still kind of young. It's that young
It's
love
a bit
thing. I don't know.
much.
It is a bit
though.
much.
It's a bit mean.
Slaps him. He falls down, and then Paul just laughs his ass off at him.
Yeah.
That's sad. I don't like that.
Poor Kuma too.
Screw you, Paul. I don't like you either.
Paul, get out of here. This has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, why are you even here?
You are not cool, Paul.
No, not cool at all. That sucks. And then let's go with Alex here. Alex the Velociraptor. Alex is seen playing rock, paper, scissors with Yoshimitsu. His boxing glove forces him to choose rock every time, however, and Yoshimitsu takes advantage of this. So he wins 3-0, and Alex is disappointed.
Alex just likes to play, though.
He
It's
likes to
not
play.
about
Yeah, he
winning.
just likes to play. I think that's really
I like
cute.
that they were playing together.
Yeah. Yoshimitsu's sitting on the floor in front of him, and Alex is just crouched down, and they're playing rock, paper, scissors. And then Rogers is actually the same thing.
Okay.
Like with
Makes
Yoshimitsu.
sense.
So
That
those
makes
two have just kind of a swapping, palette swap, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a really fun ending. I like that a lot. I wanted to save that one for the end.
I like that.
So Tekken Tag Tournament is not a serious game. There's no
Well,
real
it's just-
story for Tag Tournament. It's just everyone is there that's ever been in the game. This was between Tekken 3 and 4.
Okay.
It was the final Tekken game on PlayStation 1. And then Tekken 4 jumps to PS2.
Okay.
And arcades, of course. And we're going to jump into Tekken 4 now, actually. Starting with Kuma 2 again. I love to start with Kuma 2.
We need to see how he's doing.
I actually have a memory of... Let's get off track here for a second.
Right.
But I have this memory of playing Tekken 3 at an arcade when I was probably like 8 to 10, something like that. And I only had enough money for one play, and I had never played the game before. So I looked at the roster in like the 20 seconds that it gives you, and I chose Kuma. And then I was playing against somebody else. I don't remember who they picked, but I just remember getting my ass kicked because I didn't know how to play as this bear. But yeah, I just have this memory, and then I was just like, man, that was my one play. I should have picked a cool guy like the Bruce Lee clone. I couldn't do anything because I was a big slow bear.
Oh.
Anyways, that was Tekken 3, the only time I ever played that game at an arcade. I guess better than not playing it at all. It's kind of cool that I played it once, a long time ago. Going back to Tekken 4 here, Kuma 2. After losing to Paul Phoenix in the third tournament in Tekken 3, Kuma realizes that he has lost touch with his animal instincts. As long as he is a pet, he won't be able to return to his true potential. So he's realizing, like, as long as I stay as Heihachi's pet, I'll always be kind of pampered to some degree. I've always got these, like, more than basic necessities. Like, I have all these extra comforts and, like, luxury items, and I'm able to watch TV all the time, and that distracts from my training and my devotion to beat Paul Phoenix's ass. So I'm going to give up TV, and I'm going to move into the mountains to train.
Wow.
So Kuma moves into the mountains, and he trains for 2 years. But occasionally, he will come down to the closest village and watch TV through villagers' windows.
Oh.
Which I thought was really funny. And that's actually how he finds out that the fourth tournament is announced. Oh my God. Because these tournaments are not regular. If you'll remember, the third one took place 25 years after the second. They're weird. It's whenever Heihachi decides to sponsor one, or whenever Kazuya decides to sponsor one in his place. But yeah, it's been a couple of years, and while Kuma is peeking into someone's window watching TV, he sees an advertisement for the fourth tournament, and he's like, all right, I'm ready. I've been training for over 2 years straight, living up here, just punching down trees and working on my form. He actually develops a couple of fighting moves of his own, and I think he gains a couple of moves in this game, which is kind of fun. And then at the fourth tournament, once he gets there, he actually defeats Paul Phoenix this time. So he wins.
Right.
And then he goes on to win the rest of the tournament.
Ooh, so it really paid off.
It really paid off. From there, he decides to try his hand, or his paw, I guess you could say, at corporate management. Because by winning the tournament, he has gained the right to the Mishima business, and that's basically the prize. So he goes through this signing process, and he's just slapping all these papers with red ink on his paw, just like, boom, doing a little dance, like, boom, got another one. Boom, this company's mine. On the last paper, Heihachi tries to pull a fast one on him, and he has this little thing that's like, and on this form it says everything goes from Kuma directly to Heihachi. So he tries to pull a fast one. Kuma sees this, though, because he's a very smart bear. Even smarter than his dad. And he spins around, acts like he's going to sign it, and then he just slaps the ink on Heihachi's face. And that's it. That's the end for him. So
Wow.
at this point, he owns the Mishima Zaibatsu, which is pretty cool.
Wow, way to go, Kuma 2.
Yeah, so in his second appearance, he fulfills his desire to beat Paul Phoenix's ass
I love it.
and starts a business. My favorite thing about this scene as well, other than him dancing and slapping Heihachi, is that he's wearing a red t-shirt in it
Oh.
and no pants. So he's just wearing a shirt in it, and I love that look for him.
Okay.
That look will return later, and I think that's really fun. So yeah, I think Tekken 4 is a really fun representation for Kuma. Moving on to Panda. After the third tournament, Panda joined Ling Xiaoyu back at Mishima High School.
Okay.
I was reading through these notes, and then I got to Mishima High School, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't know the Mishimas had a high school.
Neither did I until I was doing this research, but it's called Mishima Polytechnical School.
Of course it is.
Or just Mishima High, I guess is a nickname for it. It was founded by Heihachi, and it produces Tekken Force soldiers with a high school education. So it sounds like it's almost like a military school, just disguised as a school. Maybe it's not good? I don't know. Mishima High School, what do you think?
Doesn't
What are
it
your
sound
thoughts?
like that?
Doesn't it? Yeah. Does Ling Xiaoyu and Panda, do they not know that they're going to a military high school?
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyways.
You would think they know.
Yeah, you would think so. The two of them go to classes, continue their training, and Panda spends all of her time with Ling Xiaoyu, just hanging out with her and stuff at this point. She doesn't really have to bodyguard, protect her anymore. At this point, they're just friends, so they just do everything together. Hang out, train, study, all that.
Why doesn't Panda have to protect Ling Xiaoyu anymore?
I guess that was just part of the tournament. I honestly don't know what the reason for her being hired as a bodyguard was, but at this point, they're just friends, so she's just there. And then on some slow days when there are less activities to do to keep her mind off things, I guess, Panda does wonder where Kuma has gone, because she hasn't seen him in a couple of years. He seems to have disappeared for about 2 years.
You'll see him real soon.
I know, right?
He's gonna do a walkthrough at the Mishima High School.
God, that'd be funny. So after the tournament, obviously Panda didn't win because we know that Kuma won the tournament, which is pretty awesome. Good for him for winning. But Panda and Ling Xiaoyu meet at the arena afterwards, and Ling Xiaoyu asks why Panda asked her to meet. Panda takes out a picture of herself, Xiaoyu, and Jin, and then points at Jin, who has gone missing at this point. Xiaoyu believes that Panda wants to help find Jin, or wants Ling Xiaoyu's help in finding Jin, but Panda says, no, you need to do this on your own. This is a person that means a lot to you, and this is a personal journey. I know that it seems like you should stay at this Mishima High School because that's the easy thing to do, and that's what you are doing with your life right now, but you need to go find Jin. This is the person that you care about most. I feel like Ling Xiaoyu knows that she has to go on this journey and find Jin. Jin's someone that she cares very deeply for. Panda, however, actually wants her to do it on her own as this mission of self-discovery, and it's a personal thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she says, Panda herself is on the endangered species list, so she shouldn't go into this dangerous situation. Kind of a joke, but I think that was fun. A moment later, after Ling Xiaoyu, at first, she kind of seems upset, like, oh, I have to do this by myself, I can't go with my best friend, whatever. But she stands up with a new sense of resolve after thinking about what Panda has told her. And she hugs Panda very close and says that they will always be best friends.
How nice.
Yeah. And that is where I am going to leave you guys this week. We will always be best friends.
All right, I guess we'll see next week if Panda and Kuma meet up again. And I do mean Kuma too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our new Mishima Zaibatsu leader.
Yeah, and not only that, I've mentioned Roger Jr., but still haven't talked about him. So he's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a whole lot more next week. It gets really exciting. So I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Now, there is a brand new Tekken 8 trailer that we have to chat about real quick here.
That's right. It's kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. Is it out of nowhere?
I mean, I kind of thought it was because I wasn't expecting a drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just got a Tekken 8 trailer. There's 4 new characters they show off, plus Panda, which we knew was coming, but we hadn't seen yet. So.
Yep. So there's the Pretty Protector.
Yep. We get to see Panda a little bit, but aside from that, we also get to see Li Xiaolan in his new like super suit, I guess.
He's got his power suit on and goggles.
Yeah, and he's got a new grenade that looks like Combat's head.
Yep. His rage art is probably my favorite one that I've seen so far in Tekken 8.
I really like it. I like the marvelous.
Yeah, it's a departure from excellent,
yeah,
but I love
marvelous.
that. It's a continuation.
I love it. It's really good. And then of course the bomb explodes into a rose instead of just an explosion, so it's
loves his roses.
peak Lee.
Yep. So I wasn't expecting this trailer either, and Cam walked in the other day and said, "Hey, we gotta watch this new Tekken 8 trailer." And right after that, the only piece of information I saw on the internet was someone saying that Lee's character design was one of the biggest downgrades. And I couldn't believe that because I love this power suit and goggles get up. I just love it. It
rules. It's like super goofy, but there's something about it that I really like.
Yeah, I would say this trailer has made me more stoked for Lee than I would have expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like him, you know that.
Yeah, he's fun, but who else did they show? They showed off 3 others, right? It was Zafina, Elisa, and Devil Jin.
Okay, yeah. Elisa almost slipped under the radar for me. You were like, "Did you see Elisa?" And we watched it again. I was like, "What? No." I think I was too caught up in that rose explosion.
I think so. And then she shows up next. And she has long hair, and they show off her little chainsaw moves, of course. But
yeah, I feel like Elisa looks less girlish in this game. Like she's grown up a little bit. Yeah.
It's interesting because isn't she a robot? So
yeah, that's what
you. Did she get like a new head or something? Like, did they craft like a new, older looking robot body for her? I don't get it.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe she has like swappable faces and wigs. I don't know.
And then Zafina's back.
She looks kind of cool. I like the look. I like the hooded outfit she's got. All the purple, of course. I'm a big fan of purple in general. That's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like her. I think she's pretty cool. I'll try her out when Tekken 8 drops. But Devil Jin, I thought that was
he was the last part, and he falls kind of flat.
Yeah, this might upset some people. I don't know how many Devil Jin fans there are, but I thought he looked super, super dumb in that leather jacket.
Okay, so it was about the jacket for you.
I thought it was so stupid looking. I just don't know. I don't know. Not a fan.
I don't know that he's ever had a look as Devil Jin that I thought, yeah, that's super cool. Right. But that's just me.
Yeah, I just don't like it. There's something about it that looks like they're trying to go for like a really serious look or something. Mm-hmm. And he's such a ridiculous premise as it is that I can't take the character seriously. I think that might be what it is. I don't know. Look at this picture. There's something about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Devil Jin, I don't know who likes Devil Jin, but I feel like I was more drawn to him before I knew too much about Tekken. Okay. So like in the very early, I don't know if you remember that, but I used to play Devil Jin like very early on.
Yeah, you played him.
He was probably like my first one that I thought, my first Tekken 7 character that I thought I was gonna play.
Yeah, I remember that, and I feel like I kind of
just rolling my eyes now.
Yeah, I feel like I just like rolled my eyes too. Like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, you probably were just like hanging on. Like, cool. Okay,
sounds good.
We can get through this. This will pass.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to these cool characters over here and just wait for this to pass.
Lars was just waiting in the wings.
That's right. Yeah, once you heard that sound that he does, I think it was decided for you.
Anything else you want to say about the new trailer? Oh, I love the very end of it where it just like bullets all of the roster on screen.
Look at all these people.
I said to Cam, this is what Mortal Kombat needs to do.
Yeah, just
they need
show,
to be
like,
showing people like, hey, we've got more coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Tekken 8 showed at the very end. There's 2 more characters that they're going to show off.
We know that they're going to be announced on November 2nd and
Mm-hmm.
November 12th. And I think because there's some sort of Paris Games thing going on this weekend, I think Victor, the one of the 2 new characters, is going to be shown at that game because he's a French operative of some sort. He uses CQC, close quarters combat. So I'm assuming that because he's French and there's that game show, that's what we're going to get. And that's actually today when this episode comes out. So we'll see if I'm right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that character specifically. I hope he's cool.
Yeah,
I hope he's
so.
worth the wait.
I hope so. I don't know. There's something, I see CQC and I just think like Metal Gear Solid hand-to-hand combat, and that
Sounds
excites
cool.
me. That
Yeah.
excites me. So
I'm in. Surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't expecting it, but it was a
Right.
fun trailer.
I think out of the new people, I think the ones that excited me most were Lee and Panda.
Oh, okay.
I just like the little super that they showed with Panda, with her doing kind of a circus ball roll sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She lays on her back and like spins the person that she's fighting just over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I think it looked fun. Playful, I don't know. It's fun, it's playful. It's Panda.
Marvelous. See ya.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Wake Up 3. You can follow along on Twitter at Wakeupthreefgc or on YouTube and Spotify at Wakeup3. I'm your host Cam, and you can find me at Big Ruck Online on all social media.
And I'm your host, Molly, and you can find me on Twitter at Concut, that's KAHNKUT, or on PlayStation, that's Jan Michaels.
This is Wake Up 3 signing off.
Bye.
And Heihachi's sitting on the ground and clapping his hands around. Let me start over. Clapping his hands around. Jesus.